The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it's Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via UPS, DHL, Amazon, United States Postal Service, Horse and Buggy, FedEx, and of course that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. And we also recap the week that was here on the YouTube channel, and we wrap it all up into a ball. We do call it weekly purchases, and this week was a banger for weekly purchases, as we might have 3 or 4 rounds of weekly purchases this week. Another one of those weeks where it was really slow at the beginning and just things snowballed at the very end, like we do on other weeks here on the channel. We've had quite a few big weeks, as you guys know, but we always start weekly purchases recapping the week that was on the channel, as things happen very fast on the channel, as you all know. 3 videos a day is the rut we've kind of been in lately, but there's been so much product coming through, it's tough to get through it all. Of course, the Patreon, you get early access to these videos, as you guys know by now. But let's recap the week that was on the channel. Of course, it was Halloween week. Halloween was a week ago, basically. But we did have some spooky videos around the Halloween season. One thing we did unbox, and I had my whole family. I had my daughter Emma, my daughter Elle, and my wife Angie. They joined me on the channel, and we unboxed some of those NECA toy capsules. We did the Gremlins one, we did the Universal Monsters, and of course we did the Chucky one. So the whole family got involved in that video. Check that one out if you did miss it. We also unboxed the DC Blackest Night, 2 videos there for the DC McFarlane wave. A sleeper wave. We'll call that a sleeper wave. So we did those. Another spooky one via Super 7 Ultimate Edition, Papa Emeritus Part 2. Of course, Papa 2, Super 7 Ultimate. We unboxed that one on the channel for you heavy metal and music fans there. We also unboxed, or I shouldn't say unboxed, we ranked and built a Tuma the Build-A-Figure from the brand new Black Panther wave. Check that one out if you are interested in that. We also had my wife come back on the channel. She assisted me via Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%, as you guys know. The Sting Rampage ring, the Ringside exclusive ring. My wife joined me. We built that ring here on the channel, talked about it, talked about the Sting figure. So check out that video with my wife. So she joined us there. We did our weekly Tuesday tradition for almost 3 years now, a Jack's Classic Superstars video. We continued on this week on Tuesday, as we always do. So check out the Jack's Classic video on the channel. Boba Fett got his time in the sun once again, and we really had the Ebony and Ivory, the Paul McCartney Stevie Wonder unboxing, as we had the Black Armor Boba Fett, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and then we had the prototype White Armor edition of Boba Fett. So we've unboxed them both on the same video. Check that one out if you guys are into Star Wars. That's worth checking out. We did an old school throwback unboxing of Jack's Ruthless Aggression style figures. You guys know we've been doing that for the last 3 years on the channel. I got still a lot more Ruthless Aggression figures to get unboxed, but we did a throwback unboxing. Those are always fun to do. Got a couple more in the can that I believe are on Patreon, and I got a couple more to film as well when we get to them. So enjoy the Jack's Ruthless Aggression unboxing on the channel. We did a little Ninja Turtle this week. We unboxed the Loot Crate Dark Turtle Donatello. Very cool figure, so we unboxed that on the channel this week. We finished up the latest Masterverse wave with Sunman and Jitsu. Jitsu, what's up with that? It threw me for a little bit of a loop. All of a sudden, he's a good guy now. What are we doing? What are we doing, Masters of the Universe? We unboxed those on the channel. Did a little Mattel Basics. We love a good basic unboxing. 2 weeks in a row of basic unboxings. But we unboxed Nikki ASH, Braun Breaker, Reggie, Dominic Mysterio this week on the channel. So check that out if you're into some basics. Manga Spawn. We unboxed that one on the channel. Happy to report nothing broke. Not the coolest figure, but got to get a deal for 20 bucks. It was definitely worth 20. 40, 50, I'm not thinking the value's there, but check that one out if you're interested in that. We also did the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast referee figure, one of 750. I do have 2 of those, so I said I'm opening one up for science. You really need this figure to go with your WWE Superstars. You need a referee, after all. So I did open that one up on the channel. We also did, in celebration of 21,000 subscribers on the YouTube. I thank each and every one of you guys that has subscribed, followed along on the channel's history. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? You might as well subscribe. Once we hit 22,000, we're going to do another top 10. But this week, we did the top 10 WWE Mattel defining moments of all time. Of course, it was my list. As I always say, it's my list. And my list can't be wrong because it's my list. And a lot of people saying, you forgot Razor Ramon. Where is he? I didn't forget anything. It's my list. Put your list in the comments. And that's my biggest gripe on the top 5s, top 10. Nobody ever likes to put their list in, but they want to gripe on my list. It's my list. I can't be wrong because it's mine, just like you can't be wrong because it's your list. That's the way those things do go. But that was a fun one to do, the top 10 defining moments, so check out that video if you missed it. And then finally, we did the big toy hunt video. I had to travel for work out west. Oh, yes, headed out west, and I saw Priest, Judas Priest, that is. Of course, went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend. Good for Judas Priest. Well-deserved. Way overdue. Way overdue. Could write a story about that or do a video on that one day, but it was cool to see Priest from the front row, of course. Check out that figure hunt video. I put a lot of moments from the concert in that very video. Always interesting on the business travel, and I got a heck of a travel week ahead of me. Monday, I leave for Green Bay, Wisconsin, so I'll be hitting all points in return. I'll be spending the night in Green Bay, spending the night in Madison. We'll see where I can get around to. Might take a little detour to Sheboygan on the way home, and maybe hit up Freak Toys. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to hit a lot of new stuff, a lot of new ground. I've never been up to Green Bay. I heard there's a restaurant at Lambeau Field. Maybe I'll eat there. I'm not exactly sure. But got some travel next week and then meetings to finish the week. So I'm going to be super busy. I'm always busy. There's just never enough time in the day for me. And then the next week, I'm in Minneapolis for the whole week, I think. And I got meetings on the back end of that week as well. So I'll be happy for Thanksgiving week, as hopefully I'll get a day off somewhere in there. We'll see what happens. But this weekend, after I film these videos, I'm working on presentations. Oh, love working on presentations on the weekend. I am taking a little bit of time out, though, on Saturday morning, as Assembly Required, a G.I. Joe convention, is in town here. Of course, they got a big building rented for that. So, you guys know I love G.I. Joe. So we'll film some of that. We'll see what's going on there. In my local toy store, JC and Hobby, they got a big sale this week, a big 17th anniversary sale. 15% off everything in the store. So I got to go there and see what I can find on there as well. So a lot going on this weekend, a lot going on every single day, and a lot going on the channel as we just recapped there. And a few other housekeeping notes, of course. This week, Patreon, of course, new month of November. You Patreon supporters, you know we just did the giveaway for October. Now we turn our attention to the November giveaway. This month, we're giving away Greatest Hits Series 1, The Rock, Elite Series 95, Big E. So these two are being given away on the channel if you are a Patreon member. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? A lot of stuff going on the Patreon, as you guys always know. Early videos, bonus videos, exclusive videos, Q&As, pizza reviews, you name it. A lot going on the old Patreon channel, and I appreciate each and every one of your guys' support. So without further ado, let's get into the weekly purchases. And man, like I said, a big, busy week. If you saw the figure hunt video, there wasn't a lot of pickups on the hunt, but there was a lot of pickups through the mailbox this week. That's exactly what it was. And the first one, got to give a special Good Brother shout out. Oh, the Good Brother shout out to old Owen Anderson, friend of the channel. He went to Target this week. He came across this and said, hey, you looking for this? And I said, yes, I am. And so he picked this up for me. I gave him a little finder's fee with it. Well-deserved, of course. But we did get Shawn Spears Chase Edition. Look at that. 1 of 3,000 Shawn Spears. A fabulous figure. Say what you want about Shawn Spears. He had his big return 3 weeks ago. Never heard from again. I don't know what's going on with him. But this is an awesome, awesome figure. I absolutely love this figure. It looks very, very cool. I like the white version too. But very happy to get this one. The hunt continues for Daniel Bryan. Will I be able to find that in the store? I guess stay tuned for next week's figure hunt. I'm hitting a lot of stores next week. Maybe I'll get lucky on my travels. But Shawn Spears through the door. Thank you, Owen Anderson, for the hookup there. Happy to have a Chase in the collection as always. I found a couple other things this week. You saw this on the figure hunt before. Dakota Kai. This was the white whale. I had never seen this one in the store, and I went to a Target and just happened to have a Royal Rumble case there. I didn't necessarily need this, but I said, I got to pick this up. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe we'll give it away on the channel. We might do that down the road as well. But I just figured something about that one. It's very rare I don't come across something in the store. And that Royal Rumble set is very, very rare. It's funny, we already got the next year's Royal Rumble set. We've already reviewed it on the channel. And this one has barely hit stores at all. So just Weird distribution right there. Some more elites that you've probably seen out there in the wild. Lex Luger is now down to $6.59 in most targets. So if you're looking for Luger, you play in that long game, $6.59. I could not pass up this Luger at that price. Who knows, I might give it away as I already had another double. But what did I do with that double? I made a little custom. Kyle's Custom Corner Lex Luger. There it is. I used a Hollywood John Cena body. I had a bunch of extras of those. Used the extra Luger shirt and the Luger head. And there you go. You're off to the races with a very, very easy custom. So we'll see. We'll see what I do with this Lex Luger. I feel like this is a very plain body. It might come in handy one day for a head swap, something like that. So stay tuned for that. And then I did pick up another Stacy Keibler for $6.59. I said, you know what? Maybe I'll just open it up and I'll display both heads. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but $6.59 for an elite. It's just hard to pass up. Hard to pass up for that price for sure. So we got those two through the door. And then via Ringside Collectibles, look for these unboxings on the channel this week. Elite Series 98. Can you believe it? We're getting closer and closer to 100. There's old Randy Orton. Old Randy Orton back in the Elite line. Rick Boogs, man. I really feel if Rick Boogs and I sat in a room, we'd probably walk away best friends. We are very similar, I have a feeling. But Rick Boogs regular edition here. Of course, I got these from Ringside Collectibles. I don't know if I said that, but use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Return to the line, Big E. Of course, Big E back in the line. He was in 95. Now he's in 98. He was in the Royal Rumble set. It's the year of Big E in action figure form. We got another Big E figure this week. The hits keep on coming with my girlfriend, Mandy Rose. I do prefer blondes, at least on Mandy Rose, but it's very interesting here. A very interesting figure. We'll see what all the fuss is about with that one. The hits keep on coming. You guys know I love face paint. Finn Balor, the Demon. I'm all in on that as well. So always fun to get some face-painted wrestlers. Finn Balor in Elite 98. And the hits keep on coming. How about Farouk Assad? Very cool to get a legend in the traditional Elite line. Always feels like a nice bonus. Very cool here with the extra head. So can't wait to dig into another Ron Simmons figure as we just unboxed the Acolyte version not too long ago on the channel. Check that one out. So a lot of good Elites through the door this week. I also picked this up at my local toy store. It was only $14, and then they had the sale going on. So I said, all right, I think I need this, but I definitely needed the headband on it. And sometimes it's easier just to buy the figure than get the headband. So I got a little Chavo Guerrero action to add this to the Ruthless Aggression unboxing piles that we'll do on the channel eventually there. All right, that's some of the wrestling for this week. Some of the wrestling. We got more to come. But how about we transition over, for a little break from wrestling, we transition over to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. How about Playmates The Last Ronin? There it is. I wasn't going to pick this up, but it caught me at a weak moment. It was on sale. It's an interesting one. So we'll do some comparisons with this video here very soon on the channel. Sooner on Patreon, as you guys know. But The Last Ronin Playmates Edition. And if you got the Playmates Edition, you also need the NECA Edition. So we got the NECA one through the door as well this week. So check out this review on the channel very, very soon. There's that. And then how about Van Helsing Splinter? Straight off the truck right there. Old Splinter Van Helsing. Very, very cool. So digging into these monster ones, the Universal Monster crossovers, you know me, a Universal Monster guy. Got to have those kind of things. So we got Splinter there. And then Super 7 Ultimate Edition, the missing piece of the puzzle. I think we did these last week. Ray Fillet was the one. It was delayed in transit. I finally got that this week. A very heavy figure too. So I got Ray Fillet of the Ninja Turtles collection. So there it is. There is round one of weekly purchases. Let me clean up a little bit and we'll be back with round two of weekly purchases. All right, round two of weekly purchases begins, and it begins with something I love, something near and dear to my heart. What is that? It is G.I. Joe. It is the G.I. Joe Classified Series Sergeant Slaughter. How about that? Big Bad Toy Store has this in stock. Link in the description below. Hit it up. Pick up your very own Sergeant Slaughter. Can't wait to unbox this. We got a lot of comparisons to do. Can't wait to dig into the Sarge and truly, maybe once and for all, find out what is a Nemesis Enforcer? What is a Nemesis Enforcer? We'll see. We'll see if that age-old question gets answered in that very video. How about a little Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat Spawn. There it is. And something to be said that maybe Mortal Kombat line makes better Spawn than the actual Spawn lines. Very, very strange. You guys know we've had some ups and downs with that Spawn line. Don't even get me started on Omega Spawn. But this Spawn looks very intriguing, looks very good. Can't wait to dive into this one. Mortal Kombat Spawn. And then, of course, the Batman Who Laughs, which I get a little deja vu Iron Maiden style with this one, as I feel like we've been here before. But we got this one through the door as well this week, so a little Mortal Kombat action. And we continue on. How How about a little Marvel Legends? Oh, Marvel Legends. Got the Beast and Lab Coat. Been waiting for this one. Very cool. Getting the reuse of that Beast. You knew it wouldn't be long before they reuse that mold again. And we get a Lab Coat. We get some extra things with him. But it is Beast, of course. Marvel Legends. A retro style card, which we all love. No doubt about it. How about Star Wars Black Series? Jon Favreau joining up with David Filoni and George Lucas. Got to get a figure made of them. Of course, this is the Mandalorian style packaging. San Diego Comic-Con, I believe it was. Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Got that through the door as well. So there you go. Did get this, as speaking of Hasbro PulseCon, or was it PulseCon? No, it was San Diego Comic-Con, this one here. But we got Hero is Born box set Transformers. You guys know I dabble in the Transformers. I collect a lot of Transformers. We just don't do anything with it on the channel. I just don't think anybody wants to sit here and watch Kyle try to figure out a Transformer for 20 minutes because Kyle's brain just doesn't work on the Transformers as well as it used to. But I did get the Hero is Born, a pivotal moment. Got old Orion Pax and Alpha Trion here. Couldn't pass this one up. Very cool to get this set through the door this week. There it is. We continue on with a little Marvel Legends. I got the Spider-Man, the Japanese Spider-Man Marvel Legend there. Plastic-free packaging. Oh, I don't know. But we did get this one, so look for that video on the channel fairly soon. And then the slowest piece together ever. I'm slowly building some of these new Marvel Legends wave. They're just kind of coming in one at a time, which I hate. I like to get them all at the same time. But I got Miss Marvel through the door this week. So we got Miss Marvel to add to the pile. One day we will unbox all those on the channel, so stay tuned for that. A couple other things here this week. You guys know I play that long game, and I felt $5 was worth it to me on my travels. I picked this up. It is the Snake Pit. Of course, this is for the Netflix series. Not really my series, but I figured for $5 I could check it out, see what's going on, see how it looks with some of my Origin figures. You just never know. Sometimes you got to take a chance, and for $5, felt that was worth it on my travels this week. And then finally for round 2, the last one we already talked about it, Super 7 Ultimate Edition, Ghost Papa Emeritus Part 2, definitely worth a pickup. Entertainment Earth, use discount code Kyle, save 10%, get this shipped to you for free. Why wouldn't you? Got to get a deal all day long. So there is Part 2 of weekly purchases. Now let's turn our attention to Part 3. All right, let's bring it home with round 3 of weekly purchases, and the hits keep on coming. And one thing I got in the mail much earlier than expected, so I'm very excited to open this one up and see what all the fuss is about. And we talked about this in yesterday's toy news video. Hopefully you checked out that video on Saturday, but it is the FTC Ultimate Referee figure. A very interesting one here, as the scaling and the articulation, you name it here, looks a lot like Jazzware. So is this a turning of the page from FTC? Are they walking away from some of the Jakks body styles of the past and moving to more of an AEW Jazzware style? I guess we'll find out what happens in the future, but I'm very excited for this referee figure. This could open a whole new line of excitement for you wrestling fans like myself, but very interesting here. FTC's new referee figure. We'll unbox it on the channel. Stay tuned for that. Big Bad Toy Store coming in this week. I ordered one, and I've got the other set ordered from Entertainment Earth for whatever reason. I don't know what I'm doing here sometimes. But I do got the Snake Armor He-Man. There it is on foreign card, which is always unfortunate here. Big Bad Toy Store is unfortunately been getting a lot of the foreign cards lately from the last couple of sets. But He-Man Masters Universe Origins marches on with more figures, so no stopping that line at this point. I also got a little ringside collectibles action. I had to get some cheaper stuff to fill out my order so I could get free shipping. You guys know how that goes sometimes. Got the old Kenny Omega. Now, why did you get this Kenny Omega, Kyle? Well, guess what? We know all about the Supreme figures. Supreme figures, really 2 figures in one. As we saw with Cody, I needed to get a couple Unrivaled Series 4s. Kenny Omega should be here any day. Needed an extra Kenny torso to make that other Supreme figure, that other half of the figure, complete. So I had to get a cheap Kenny here. I'll probably have to get another one of these because there is a Walmart exclusive Kenny Omega coming as well. So quite the time for Kenny Omega, but quite the time for some of these older, unrivaled, unmatched figures to help you out with some of your Supremes. So that's a little pro tip there. I did get the other, this is what I ordered, this was the main thing I wanted. It is the old Rick Boogs Chase. You guys know I'm all in on my boy Rick Boogs here. Can't wait to unbox the Chase edition of Rick Boogs. Looking really good. So I got the Chase one. Also threw this one in. It was like $6. I couldn't pass the old Uriah Faber. Last of the dying breed of my UFC fandom time. Just a whole different era, really, it was. In the WEC back in the day, and Pride, of course, running wild. So I just had to pick this up. $7-9, something like that. I couldn't pass it up. Couldn't pass up the Uriah Faber UFC figure, and all but dead that UFC Jazzwares line, as we do know. Also got a cheap Otis. Threw in there as well. Everybody loves Otis. Might have to do some customizing on this one. We'll see what happens. But I think this is up on Ringside for like $5 right now. It's an easy one. And some of these cheaper figures are great if you're trying to get free shipping or whatever. I know discount code Kyle saves you 10%, but you can also use free ship over there at Ringside on anything over $60. Sometimes you're a couple dollars short. You throw in a guy like Otis, you're off to the races. So there you go. Also got some of these. You guys know I'm a stand guy. I always like to throw some stands in when I order from Ringside. Got a 10-pack of black stands, 10-pack of clear stands. Use these for my Masters Universe Origin figures. Obviously, these are for my wrestling figures from Mattel. So I got some stands. And it looks like we got one last thing. One last thing this week in a big supersized weekly purchases. DC Multi-Universe, hot off the truck. There it is, old Frankenstein, a very interesting one here. You guys know I love my monster figures. Frankenstein from the DC Universe, looking big, looking bad, looking cool. We'll see what all the fuss is about on this guy very soon on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned when we'll unbox this bad boy right here. 7 Soldiers of Victory, it says on the side. So there it is, a big, big weekly purchases week. You guys in the comments, let me know what you picked up this week. Anything good? You find anything good in the stores? Get any good pickups offline? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're marching closer to 22,000 subscribers. And when we do, we'll do another top 10. A lot of top 10, a lot of top 5 lists coming to finish out the year, the best of list. So stay tuned for that as well. And make sure you're getting your list together to put in the comments, as we always do say. Don't forget about the Patreon channel where you can get videos like this and other videos much, much earlier than traditional YouTube. You also get bonus videos like Q&As, pizza reviews, you name it. There's a lot going on in the old Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. And don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I'll see you guys all real soon.